aka Patters. I apologize. Little quick with the fingers there. Yeah, hey, here it is. We're back. Monday Night Live, the first Monday night draw and claw for the calendar year 2023. I am 1% closer to fully recovering today. Cheers to all of you. No alcohol tonight. We're still recovering from the stomach flu. Anyone that comes in and join me, thank you so much. Now, keep in mind, we also have Stainuary rocking and rolling. This sketchbook here, okay? As you can tell, we are way behind on this sketchbook. We got Lightspeed here. We got the John Romita Spider-Man here. I'm going to try and come back later tonight, but I have to work out. I do have to rest. I've been going since early today. And we have this. This is something that's been done for quite some time, maybe up to a year. But I originally worked on this. Let me show you guys something. I'm just going to show you guys my laptop real quick. So this right here, we're calling this the AKAPAD archives, okay? And this is the very first comic book I created, and we were waiting until the newsletter launched, until we made this downloadable on akapad.com. This is coming, and it's going to have a little bit of commentary, some updates, a nice introduction. It's not going to be there's not going to be too much to read, but one of the ideas that I really fell in love with, I wanted to at least draw some of these characters in my modern day style and complete the arc. So yeah, this is Heroes. I think you guys saw the cover. The new cover for this has been done for a very, very long time. This is coming, okay? This is a part of the big push. Part of that big push is having a level of presentation for these things to work through the website, okay? If I'm going to do a stream, I want to be able to do something I can offer someplace else. So we got three more of these to color. Yeah, you guys can see, look, we go back to 2022. I was at my old place with these. So I figured, let's try and color some of these, right? And get these beautiful Prismacolor markers. I use the old school chisel chip, the chisel tip. These are called the chisel tips. Let's get into those comments real quick. Yeah, so chisel tips. We also have Crypt that hangs out with us at all times at the table. Now, also, when we don't have Crypt at the table, we have Studio Series, Bumblebee, Soundwave, Bros for Life over here. How many of you want to see this? How many of you want to see the Transformers invade Extreme Studios universe? Okay, or the Extreme universe? Jeez, that will never happen, right? Stephen Platt's still around. I mean, I would assume he still owns Crypt, right? Is Stephen Platt the sole creator of Crypt, or is he a co-creator of Crypt? Actually, we have a Extreme Studios book here somewhere. Let's try and look that up, aka Patters. A little bit of trivia. Let's start tonight with some trivia. What are we doing? Let's see. Stephen Platt, Crypt created by Rob Liefeld and Stephen Platt. So that's a no-go. We know the two of them definitely do not get along. Yeah, so let's just jump into it. That's what I feel like doing right now. I just feel like getting dirty with some freaking artwork. And I got so many things around me, and I just straighten it up too. And some of it's just not safe. Okay, so let's see. I see, like, I don't even know some of these, like, colors. That's what I'm struggling with. It was some of these guys were much easier to draw than they're going to be to color. But there is no way I'm featuring these guys in a Heroes book without them being colored, though. Now, there's going to be both editions. I mean, both versions will be available within the download edition. And by both versions, I mean colored and black and white. And you guys, everyone out there knows I highly favor the black and white more than anything. What are we doing here? There we go. We're just trying to figure these guys out in some meaningful way. We got Thanos color pencils here. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a good Monday. We're all set for the NFL playoffs. God knows how I'm going to handle next Monday because I got to be out for the Bucks game. Got to be out for the Bucks game. Which also could be if there's, I don't know if you would rate that as like an upset if the Bucks win, because they kind of do have the Cowboys' number. But holy crap, let's go. Can't wait. It's just like the idea of the unknown when it comes to live sports. You have to love it. Yeah, what are we doing here? So this guy is mostly gray. He's mostly gray. So we need like a light gray. We also need some highlights. So it's like, oh, well, if he's gray, we got to do pink highlights. Right? So let's put in some of these highlights. Always have yourself a scratch pad. I cannot stress that enough. I feel good to be back coloring, though. It's been a little bit since I cracked open my beloved, because I love these markers, Prismacolors. And it's been like a lifelong struggle of mine to get these Prismacolors like down, like they kind of like figured out, to where I can kind of be a weapon with them. Lifelong. I used to just stare. So much of learning craft and technique is just staring. But I used to have magazines. A couple of them were like airbrush magazines that I bought from New Jersey Art Supply back in the day, which really was my first like art store that I ever spent time in, that I ever went to. Probably the first place I drove when I got my license and was able to drive. And they had these airbrush magazines there, because like also too, like back in the day, art supply stores they would have like sections. So like the watercolor section would have watercolor like magazines and things like that. And I bought these airbrush magazines because there was like they had sections on marker art, because you could kind of combine the two. You could do alcohol marker kind of like undertones, and then hit them with like the airbrush and kind of like, just have advanced like multimedia techniques like that. And holy crap, man, like it was almost like I ignored the airbrush part, like because everything looked so cool. I was convinced it was like only the markers. So, but yeah, again, like the introduction of things that are more complex, a little bit more dynamic, and like you have to try and find ways to see what that is. Like, like that's a part of the world, or like that's a world you're trying to enter. Like you're trying to enter into that world. You're trying to penetrate it. You're trying to almost like trick your way into it. So a lot of like the real techniques and the real practice, I think it's there's a smoke and mirrors around it. But if I get, and that's like that's the idea of live streaming. Like I am here. Like people come in, you can ask me any effing question you desire. Like how fun is that? And I always said, like, imagine Jack Kirby, imagine Andy Warhol, even like someone like Salvador Dali. Imagine those people live streaming. It would be insane. Like imagine like a young Andy Warhol live streaming. I don't know. I think it would be nuts. All right, so this guy here gets his leg blown off. And he like has like a backpack where he's able to grow a new one. So let's honor that. A little bit here. Let's do like, we'll give him like a green color also. So the extended technique for what I'm doing is we're going to add some blending via colored pencil and add the highlights via whiteout pens. Cheers, all of you. Beautiful, clear night here in Philly. I wish you guys could see the view. I experimented with doing my reverse camera, like my flip side camera, and broadcasting the view, but the bandwidth just gets destroyed, and it's so annoying. because like everything, I guess maybe it's StreamYard. Maybe I have to be like the $50 a month club, but I don't like it. I don't like the pixelation. It makes it tougher to do things with that footage in the future. All right, and then this. So I guess I can demonstrate some of it using the cheapest cheap Five Below colored pencils. Ayo! What is happening? Indie Wrestling Aces. How we doing? Indy, love you, bud. Awesome to see you here. Yeah, I don't know. Like sometimes with these Monday night streams, like we do pretty good early, we do pretty good late. It really is like a mixed bag. But I'm also going to try and come back later to do some Stanley sketching for my Stanuary, the sketchbook challenging, celebrating the life and legacy of Stain the Manly. But awesome to see you. What is happening in the world of wrestling? I watched a very interesting "The Lies of Hulk Hogan" video today, and like I know like some of the stories about Hulk Hogan and kind of like what he says, but this one dude did like a like it was like a top 30 Hulk Hogan lies, and I was just like, what? And some of it is like I don't know how much of it you take seriously because like how like concussed and beat up is he? Like he can't be 100%. And I know that's like that may not be the excuse people want, but I don't know. Like how could you trust any wrestler after a certain point? They all kind of have like slight contradictions within their stories anyway. Like even just like with the formation of the NWO and what happened behind the scenes, like between Hall, Nash, and Bischoff, they all tell it a little bit differently. Yeah. Wait, what? Yeah, I've been good. I've been good. I'm recovering from a nasty, nasty stomach flu, like stomach flu from hell. Yeah, it is, dude. Like it's like did you hear the one where him and he says like him and Vince locked himself they locked themselves in the hotel room for 3 days and they rewrote No Holds Barred. Like what is that? And supposedly like the original script was like insanely like violent. And like that kind of piques my interest. I'm like, how do we get, how do we get that? I would love to know what that script's like. But yeah, it is, I guess it's like a part of wrestling lore now is Hogan's mistruths. And what's the next I mean, like, do we still call them like pay-per-views? Like, what's the next pay-per-view coming up for WWE? Because I was just on Peacock, and Peacock usually does like they'll have like the promo available. I didn't see anything. Rated R, no holds barred. Yeah, rated R, no holds. Yeah, it's just like something. Because like there's so many of those like B level tropes in No Holds Barred where there's like a little bit of like the convict and the prison and like that type of like atmosphere, like John Claude Van Damme's like Death Warrant, Stallone was in lockup. Like it just seemed like every single like that was almost just like this fantasy in a lot of like 80s like fiction, I'll say. And the prison stuff alone would probably be awesome for them. So Royal Rumble. Oh, Royal Rumble. God, okay. Yeah. Royal Rumble. My favorite gimmicks, like for all of the pay-per-views, it's Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank is so wildly imaginative to me. Like just the existence of it. I love it so much. World War III from WCW, and Hell in a Cell. I love Hell in a Cell too. I was trying to think of a good ECW one, but ECW more or less had good names like November to December, no, or like December to Dismember. Like they had good ones. But yeah, I'm all for the Royal Rumble though. Yeah, and that's where like WWE is so intelligent because a lot of these pay-per-views they kind of like reset like storylines, they create new storylines, and they can kind of just like it's a really good way for them to edit what's working along the way on like a pretty big scale. I just think that stuff that they do is it's tops. It really is. All right, here we go. I'm just struggling to get some of these like values here. This is almost like the perfect shade of gray for this guy, though. Like, it's perfect. We're making really slow progress. Like, holy shoot. Holy shaballs. And I am forever going back and forth with my light gray markers here. Forever back and forth. I mean, crap. I think we made a little bit of progress. Sorry, guys. Guys and girls. I can't be like that. Guys and girls. I apologize. Uh, I sometimes just like black out. I get into like a little bit of a dream state. I know I've said that before. Yeah, I really feel like even just like working on this, just like completes the circle in such a satisfying way for me. Just like a little bit of like that sense of kind of like working on something when you're so young. Um, like you don't know how to visualize it. You don't know what to do with what's in your head. And I just feel like this kind of like does it. This excuses uh, imagining things and just fantasizing about stuff all day. Like doing what kids do. So I'm trying to capture a little bit more of that pink, just so it blends a little bit better. Blends a bit, as they like to say. I mean, I'm not hating this. I'm not. I know all of you expect me to immediately hate what I work on, and almost every single time I do. Don't worry. I won't disappoint. I will eventually dislike this. There is no such thing as a straight line. Everything has bounce. So we need like a good green to kind of shadow some of this. Oh, it's so dark. There's just Prismacolor doesn't ever seem to have like a good spectrum over this. What, I can't even see what number this is. This is 6-7. Okay, let's look at 6-7. Oh, 6-7. Oh my god. Already made a liar. 6-7 is perfect for some of these shadows I want to add here for some extra dimension. All right, and then like what color eyes did I make? I mean, I think he just had white colored eyes. Well, it was just white colored eyes. There's a lot of freaking gray here. So let's do yellow eyes at least with some nice orange. Make it pop a little. Make it pizzle on that dizzle. Then the question is, do we make his mouth as red as possible? Start with some yellow. Start with some yellow. I guess what I'm thinking of for this is like Ultron's Kirby Crackle mouth. You know, for me that was Heroes Reborn, George Perez era. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. Not again. I'm not completely hating this. Okay. People, I think we're going to call it only because I think this is a little bit of the problem with doing so many things, doing so much live all the time. Uh, you kind of need time to let it roll around in your head, and I want to come back later, and I need to work out. And well, we're busy. We're going to try and do more tonight. Rock and roll. I love you.